Ampadu leading the Leeds United side out on a cold, cold night here at Ellen Road. It's been dry but very cold all day long, and the temperature is dropping as we move ever deeper into the evening. An 8 p.m. start here UK time. Many of you will be joining us from many points around the globe, where you'll be in a different situation in terms of where you're at in your day. But here we are in the evening period in West Yorkshire, looking forward to one of the big games of the season. There's a proximity between the two teams. What is it, an hour and a half or so up the A19. The tradition between these two teams, nobody mentioned 1973. And also the fact that they are close together in the championship table. Everything set up for a big, big game here. And Leeds United head off to the goal away to our left-hand side. And Sunderland, who will be in their traditional colours, the red and white stripes for this game this evening, will move to the end away to our right as we watch from under the West Stand. Leeds United team, probably as anticipated, is exactly the same starting 11 as began the game against Watford last week. Strong bench as well. Sunderland's team, led by Reggie Lebris, is the same side that won at the weekend also. They put a couple of goals past Luton. And it's a young team with a couple of more experienced players in it. But they've been performing admirably in the Championship so far this season. They'll still fancy their chances of getting promoted, and they've invested heavily as well, as they brought in Enzo Lefebvre from Roma on loan initially. But he's a player who cost Roma 23 million euros in the summer, and he has pedigree. So we are almost set for the start here. Leeds in the huddle in the Leeds half as the two captains meet in the middle. Ethan Ampadu in conversation with the match official. There's been a change of match official tonight. Stuart Atwell is now refereeing the game. And conversations are at an end. The assistants head towards their respective touchlines. Sunderland and Leeds both in a close confines huddle. Last second messages being delivered. Both sides know that an important game lies ahead, and the atmosphere, well, that tells you that as well. Leeds will start the game. Joel Piroe heads into the centre circle. And Joel Piroe, there's a little clap of the hands, maybe just trying to keep them warm out there. A fair few pairs of gloves on show from both sides this evening. Joel Piroe is not one of those. Referee awaiting the signal, presumably, from the touchline before he gets the game underway. Now we start, the roar goes up. And Leeds United aiming to get back on top. Need to get a point at least from this game to do that. Ampadu with a short ball to Gruev, and back to Ampadu. And Joe Rodon. And Rodon to his right to Bogle. And Tanaka plays it up and over the halfway line. Piroe won't get there. And Sunderland get their first touch of the evening with Bellingham. Turns his pass to his left to Cirkin. And then down this near side for our first look at Lefebvre. Back it goes towards the halfway line. Sunderland holding possession now over on the right side in front of the east stand. Ball is clipped into touch off the foot of Manor Solomon. So that will be a Sunderland throw-in. Alongside me as ever for this one this evening is Tony DeRigo.
Yes, and really looking forward to this one. And you're right, it's a crackling atmosphere. The crowd are singing their hearts out. And already we can see Sunderland have come here to play. On the front foot, knocking it around. And I just think with the way we are set up, our closing down, it really is exceptional. We can win it back in those midfield areas. We really can do some damage, but obviously we have to contain the Sunderland side.
Lefebvre back into the middle of the Sunderland defence. The ball is carried forward and pushed forward from that position. Sunderland's away form so far is 1-7, drawn 5, lost 4. Fade down the left-hand side. First touch is good, second touch is as well, and he's making ground into the penalty area, and he's cut the ball back. There's a slip, and Bellingham's shot is low, and Meslier makes the first stop and the second stop. It's still there for Sunderland. 2 great blocks from Meslier as Sunderland threaten to make the perfect start. They're still attacking. Ball into the area, headed away by Ampadu, and then helped a little further away. Temporary respite for Leeds before Bogle gets it under control. And those were anxious moments for Leeds, and they have their goalkeeper to thank for the scoreline still being 0-0. Now suddenly, great bait by Gruev. A little bit of luck, but he's carried the ball forward for Leeds. But then his pass is short of Solomon. And then it's Sunderland who win the ball back and play it over the halfway line. And it's the away side coming straight back at Leeds United. Early indications of this being a proper battle as Isidor goes chasing in the penalty area. But Meslier gets out quickly and off his line. He grabs the ball and Leeds have it under control again.
Well, it's been an end-to-end start already, and Lefay on this left-hand side, you already see the quality that he's got. The slip was unfortunate from Gruev, but that opened it up for Bellingham. It really was an excellent stop from Meslier, who gets out quickly to recover as well the second time.
So Leeds have survived one there thanks to Meslier with the double save. And Meslier it is who has the ball now for Leeds. Plays it into the path of Joel Piroe. Piroe's touch was heavy, but he's won the ball anyway. Pitch looks a little slippy here as the ball is played between 2 players. Incoming was Dan James. Solomon already waiting on the edge of the box, and maybe if one of them had waited a little wider, then that ball might have arrived at their feet.
It's both in the same position, weren't they? You're right. They just split themselves. The options would have been either Solomon or James. Unfortunately, went to neither.
So this has been an all-action opening to this game. We are in the 4th minute, and we've seen action at either end, but in particular at the Leeds end. Sunderland who clear the ball up by their corner flag. Gruev with the header in the middle. Picked up comfortably and pushed back to the goalkeeper by Trey Hume. Leeds apply pressure in the penalty area. Bellingham gives it away to Bogle. Bogle trying to get to the byline. Hume blocks him off, but James has come in to help out. Back it goes to Tanaka and back to James again. Dan James with the ball at his feet. Back to Tanaka, and then rolled back into the path of Joe Rodon, who goes back to the halfway line, and Ethan Ampadu. And back to Rodon, out wide right side to James. Just lets it roll off to Bogle, who's found himself in space. Now by the byline for Leeds. Tries to cross into the middle, hits the chest of the player Cirkin standing in front of him, and it goes behind, and that will be a corner kick.
Well, that's a lot better, isn't it? Keeping up in that final third. And once again, just the closing down. Sunderland trying to play it out from the back. Bogle in so very quickly and starts off another attack.
So first corner of the game, and Ilya Gruev has come to the near side in front of the Sunderland fans in the west stand to take it. Takes it short to the edge of the area where Solomon has space. With a defender in front of him, goes one way. Will tuck it back to Gruev on the edge of the box. Short ball into James, and then played into Solomon inside the area. Low drive in from him, comes back to Solomon for another go perhaps here. Solomon goes outside and back inside again. Turns this way and then that, and then gives it back to James. James inside one chance, gets it back to Solomon. Still all on the edge of the Sunderland penalty area. Solomon moves it left foot to right foot, and then tries to open things up for Leeds with the ball back to Bogle, and then back to Rodon, and Rodon on the edge of the centre circle. Picks a pass to his left to Ampadu. Back into the centre circle to Rodon once more.
Just wanted Solomon there on the right-hand side. Once you're one-on-one in the box, kind of take them on. We've seen that confidence in him before, but not that time.
Firpo down the left for Leeds, midway inside the Sunderland half. Back to Ampadu, and then Ampadu across the centre circle to Tanaka, and Aaronson back into Tanaka. Now Dan James down the right-hand side for Leeds, tight to the touchline, taking on the first man, gets the clip off the heels of the second, and it goes behind for a corner kick. So Dan James, positive play, brings Leeds a little reward.
Certainly does. Once again, just good pressure. And Lefebvre, he talked about his abilities and technical ability going forward, but he doesn't want to be defending down there, so that's what we need to do. Push him back. Same as Cirkin, the fullback, wants to maraud forward, but Bogle and James, I'm sure, will have different ideas.
Gruev again has the corner for Leeds. Gone in low, poor corner that one. It was a miss-hit, scuffed it, and it was cleared easily away from the near post. In the absence of Rothwell, I think Leeds, it's fair to say, are still looking for the corner taker. Aaronson back to the halfway line to Ampadu, and now Rodon could come out the near side to Bogle. He elects to go back to Meslier instead. Foot on the ball, and when he's closed down by Isidor, he just puts it up long. Solomon will chase, Piroe will go after it as well, neither will get to it. Cleared to Bellingham in the centre circle. He pokes it back to the edge of the penalty area, and then it's turned forward into an area where there was a Sunderland shirt waiting, and then delivered out to the left side to Lefebvre, the winger. Not usually a winger, but that's been the role he's been given at Sunderland so far. Yes,
the wingers for Sunderland injured, so normally plays more central.
Nyan on the edge of the centre circle for Sunderland, out to this near side to Cirkin. And back into captain again. In fact, Dan Neil's the skipper this evening.
Yeah, Hume has gone down because just earlier he tried to clear the ball and actually collided with his own teammate. And then after that, he's kind of limping around. And he decided to go down on one knee and get a bit of treatment.
So it looks like he's a foot or an ankle injury, doesn't it? He's just rolling his foot now.
Yeah, it was actually his own player, though, that did it. Here you can see when he's gone to recover the ball, he's kicked his own player's boots, which isn't great.
Well, he's now sitting on the turf, and he's become an important player for Sunderland, Hume. So they would not want to lose him in the early stages of this game, I'm sure.
No, good player. Good right back as well, and of course, I think you need your best players out there. He's up against Manor Solomon, so that's an important duel.
A couple of ex-Leeds lads on the Sunderland bench, Mayenda and Poveda. Hume is back on his feet, seems to be okay. He's just been walked off by Stuart Atwell, and then the game will restart again.
Actually, this save is actually even better. You can see it just took a nick, didn't it, off of Gruev as well, that moved the ball slightly to the left. Meslier then up very quickly, makes a good save with his right arm.
Roberts it was with the follow-up, and Meslier reacted quickly. Long ball up into the Leeds half. Ampadu with a header to Firpo to his left. Back he comes to Ethan Ampadu. Now Rodon. Out to this right side, and Jaden Bogle. Tanaka in the middle. Short ball to Ampadu. Now Aaronson. Tucks it to his left to Manor Solomon. Now it's back with Ethan Ampadu in the Leeds half, and now Rodon. Out to the right side to James. Comes inside his man Cirkin, and then plays it out to Bogle. Bogle is going to try and get to the byline. Tries to get his cross in. Well blocked off there as Cirkin recovers it. And then down this near side, Lefebvre's in a battle with Bogle. Down by the corner flag, and it's gone out for a corner. One Sunderland man kicking it against the other there, which I don't think was the plan. Leeds get a corner kick as a result.
Well, if it was a plan, it was a bad one. Yes, good play yet again, and Bogle not allowing Lefebvre any sort of time and space. And we managed to get ourselves a corner kick. Now, Ilya Gruev, forget the first one. Let's make sure we do not hit the first man.
Yeah, could do with a little bit more height perhaps on this one. Well, he's gone out to the edge of the area again to Solomon, as he did with the first one. Back it comes to Gruev. At some point, maybe get it in the box where everyone's waiting. Back to Solomon again on the edge of the area. Solomon back out to Gruev, and then it's all gone a little bit wrong, that one, because ultimately all those waiting in the middle were waiting in vain. And now Rodon has to make sure that he gets in on the ball on the halfway line, gets it to Ampadu, who's pushing on for Leeds a long way forward to his left. is Firpo on the overlap, and he puts a cross in that takes a deflection, which actually loops the ball up into the hands of Patterson for what turned out to be an easy catch.
Yeah, it's good to see Firpo up that left-hand side as well. Just attacking. And a good cross, 2 going in there, James at the back, but deflection comfortable for the keeper.
Patterson takes his time and earns the ire of some of the Leeds fans here. He still hasn't delivered the ball forward. Now he does. Goes up high.
Okay, that's high. That's high.
Yeah, it is. The ball goes out of sight as we lose it over the top of the West Stand. It drops in the Leeds half. It's cleared back into the Sunderland half. Solomon trying to get it down the line for Leeds. Leeds have a throw in, 10 yards inside the Sunderland half in front of the East Stand.
I think Daniel Farke will be a little happier now. In the 12th minute, we seem to have a semblance of control at least, and playing more so in the middle and our attacking third of the pitch.
Rodon. Out to Bogle. Back to Rodon. And Ampadu in the centre circle. Tanaka. Now Joe Rodon. Suddenly there's a bit of space in front of Gruev, and Ampadu's put the ball in his path now. He just checks back and goes square to Tanaka, who holds off Isidor comfortably and plays a pass, and Gruev to Rodon. And Rodon carries it forward. Looks for the opportunity to play it into Dan James, who runs parallel with the edge of the box. Still going. Played into the path of Firpo. Out to Gruev, to the left side of the area, and Solomon. Solomon trying to move the ball into the box now. Comes one way, then the other. Still going. Solomon will take the shot, and it takes a couple of deflections. Doesn't find its way to goal ultimately, and Sunderland are able to pass the ball forward down there, right, left, before Leeds intervention blocks them off, and then Junior Firpo appears on this near side, Leeds right, and it's won back well by Rodon on the halfway line, which just brings the roar from the home fans.
Important it was as well, because Firpo was way out of position and made the block to make sure the ball didn't go over to the right-hand side.
Ampadu to his left. James has gone down that flank now. James just outside the area, trying to get to the byline. Holds it up, and he's won a corner kick for Leeds United. Defender Roberts in that situation just stabbed a foot out and pushed it behind. Right,
now we have to make sure we
Should we just get it in the box?
Just get it in the box, the old-fashioned way. Ask a few questions, but obviously with a bit of quality. Do not hit the first man and get it in the box.
Solomon will take this one for Leeds. It'll be an in-swinger. He raises his 2 hands above his head. It's a better-looking corner. It's headed away from the edge of the 6-yard box for Sunderland. And then Isidor manages to battle his way in between 2, then 3 challenges. He's still going in his own half, but it was a mazy run from the big striker, and Leeds could not stop him.
No, it did well, didn't he? Nice and strong on the ball. Good feet as well. Allowed his team to just get out from their defensive shape up the pitch.
Patterson, the goalkeeper, out to O'Nien on the edge of the area. There's a big gap through the middle. Leeds were caught napping there, and it's carried forward and then given away in turn, but Tanaka's got to get in quickly to perhaps atone. I'm not sure whether he was the one who left the door open, but somebody did.
We don't normally, do we? Normally in that central area we are so strong and organised, and not that time. Dan Neal had acres, didn't he?
Luckily misplaced the pass, and then Sunderland lost the ball. Gruev into Tanaka. Well, Mana Solomon left it. I think he thought Firpo was probably a bit further forward than he was over his shoulder, and the ball went out for a throw-in. So we have had 16 minutes here at Ellen Road. It's 0-0. Best chance of the game so far early on went the way of Sunderland. 2 chances, in fact, in the same attacking movement. Sunderland have this throw-in midway inside their own half. Firpo gets his foot on it, but he can't keep it in play, so it goes out for another Sunderland throw, this time on the halfway line. And it's thrown back, and then goes all the way back to the keeper Patterson, who just pushes a pass out the area to O'Nien, and then out to Cirkin. Back to O'Nien again. Gets another ball from Dan Neil. And then goes to his right, to Ballard. Sunderland just maintaining possession on the halfway line now with Cirkin to Lefebvre. Comes off Bogle and out for a Sunderland throw-in. Just in front of Régis Lebris, the Sunderland manager. And O'Nien with a short pass into the centre circle to Neil. And now Ballard carries it up and over the halfway line for Sunderland, the central defender. Comes back into Sunderland's half to Hume. Sunderland moving it around quite neatly at the moment and then trying to spring their ball through the middle for Bellingham's run. Tanaka had seen it and he puts one over the top. Piroe will get a little header on into Dan James. He tries a half volley from the edge of the penalty area and the defender had got across to just block his shot and see it go behind.
And that's more like it. Sunderland pushing forward. They try and play it in midfield. We nick it, and on the counter-attack, James just set off, didn't he? Piroe with an excellent touch as well. He was second best, but he manages to get up there, and that little touch was vital. And we get a corner kick now. Gruev, third time lucky. Let's make sure we deliver this one into the box.
I think it's fourth time, isn't it? This is the fourth effort he's had from this near side. So two of them have gone to the edge of the box. One went into the near post. Now we want to see it go in the middle, and that's where it does go. And that's where the heads go up. It's headed towards the edge of the area. Shot comes in from Aaronson. It's blocked. Leeds win the ball back with Mana Solomon. 10 yards out, and then to Firpo. Firpo plays it back to Ampadu. And Rodon. Bogle has just stepped forward and found himself in space down the right, but Leeds are playing down the left with the ball at the feet of Solomon, taking on the couple of Sunderland defenders who stand in his way. The second of whom is Hume, and he's put in a big challenge that's left Mana Solomon lying on the ground.
That's actually a crunching challenge, really strong tackle, and Solomon felt the full force of that one.
Trey Hume with a couple of words to be said to Mana Solomon after he'd won the ball and
his
cleared his man out as well.
It's just, wouldn't be surprised if he's tweaked the ligaments in that right ankle of his.
Well, the Leeds medical staff are on here. That was a full-blooded challenge, and there was a clean contact with the ball, but then there was the follow-through movement as well.
It was, but I think it's when Solomon actually puts his foot down as well, and then the force came and just certainly got him off balance.
And immediately we see the emergence of a couple of Leeds subs down below. Ramazani, first one out the blocks, as there's a potential for Leeds having to make a change here, because Mana Solomon was caught heavy there.
Well, as he comes down, you can see the left knee and shin. It just collapses onto Mana Solomon's right ankle. Ouch.
Well, he's about to get back to his feet now, is Mana Solomon, which brings a smattering of applause from those over in the corner behind him. The referee is having a word with Mana Solomon, who I think is claiming that he deserved something.
Does he want to stay on?
Well, so it would appear. He's heading towards the touchline, but that's part of the procedure, isn't it? But I think the intention
but he
is
wanted
for
to stay
him
on,
to
so
come
that's
back.
good. Yeah, that's a positive. He wants to get back out there.
So Solomon seems to be moving okay as he replaces the gloves. And Leeds start the game again with a throw-in. Down to 10 for the moment. Rodon will go back to Meslier. Isidor chases. Meslier clears long up into that Sunderland half. Piroe and Ballard both challenging. Ballard wins the header. Tanaka tries to get it on to a teammate, fails. And Neil for Sunderland out towards the right touchline. Solomon now is back on. Leeds back at full complement here. 22nd minute, 0-0. Sunderland with the ball in the Leeds half. Lefebvre carrying it forward. Coming inside into the edge of the area. Diving header clear by Rodon. Picked up by Piroe. Leeds trying to make movements forward here. Little pass into the path of Aaronson. Aaronson carries it forward for Leeds United on his right foot. Holds it up, looks for support, gets it in the shape of Junior Firpo. Comes back for Aaronson, difficult pass from Firpo, but Aaronson's dealt with it really well. And he's opened things up a little for himself here, and he's turned the ball out to Bogle down the right side for Leeds United now. Bogle needs a bit of support perhaps, so he comes inside, maybe he doesn't, he's into the box. Tries a low shot, comes back for Bogle again, and then the defender sticks a foot in and just plays it back into the hands of the goalkeeper. And just for a moment there, Jayden Bogle thought, as we've seen previously, it was all going to open up in front of him. Not this time.
Good little shimmy that beats Lefebvre, but you're right, he does get forward really well on this right-hand side.
Leeds win the ball back well down the left-hand side. Carried forward at pace by Gruev. Runners outside of him. Gives the ball into Solomon, who's in the penalty area. Comes back for Aaronson. Aaronson going inside his man, still on the ball. Comes back out for Tanaka. He's told to shoot. He does. It's blocked. And it spins into the path of Manor Solomon. Solomon with Firpo on the overlap. Plays it into the middle, but not quite into the path of Firpo. And Sunderland are able to gather possession in that position. And then, still under pressure from Firpo. Gets a block in the area. Sees the ball come out off the shins of Junior Firpo and go behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, Trey Hume with actually a very good block as well in amongst all of that. It's a competitive game to say the least, isn't it? Sunderland showing that their league position up there in fourth is certainly well deserved.
As Patterson takes a long goal kick up into Leeds territory. Firpo wins a header down. Can't get it to Piroe. Sunderland have it down the right-hand side with Roberts up the line. It goes, and the ball breaks loose in field, and Firpo is allowed to collect it for Leeds and then give it to Tanaka, and back to Firpo again into Ethan Ampadu. Across the area to Joe Rodon. And now out to his right to Jayden Bogle. Bogle's played it into a space that Dan James is going to try and occupy. And James, well, he looks like he's clearly fouled there. And then Cirkin, on 2 occasions at least, fouls Dan James. And James is still being manhandled as he tries to get to his feet by O'Nien. And the referee has to get control of this, because Dan James was, well, he was fouled on more than 1 occasion there.
It certainly was. Cirkin with a crude push in the back. And O'Nien's then pointing to himself as if, me? What did I do? Ridiculous. Great pace, wasn't it, from Dan James. Gets clipped at the back there as well. Gets to the ball. And Cirkin just with a push into the back. And after that, a lot of silliness. 09.
So it's a free kick to Leeds. It's right on the byline. It's, what is it, 5-6 yards outside of the penalty area. So it's like a corner plus. And again, Leeds will look to put a good ball in there to give Sunderland something to think about. Gruev again is the man to do it. Chips it up into the middle. Heads go up. It's come down. It's cleared long away by Isidor. Happy just to swing a boot at it as it threatened to bounce up in the path of a Leeds player.
Last couple of deliveries from Gruev have been very good. That one was excellent. Good defending again from Sunderland.
25 minutes are up here at Ellen Road. Still 0-0. Leeds with possession. Joe Rodon. Oh, that's given away. And the ball through the middle. And Isidor's furious because the pass from Neil was not what he wanted at all. It was way too heavy. And it flew straight through for Meslier. And Leeds are happy that that was the case, because it was poor possession conceded. Rodon from Tanaka. To his right to Bogle. James just ahead. Bogle comes back to Rodon. And now Ampadu. Rodon once more. And Ampadu. Sunderland frustrated Leeds United here at Ellen Road at a crucial period last season. The game finished 0-0. As the ball goes over the top for the chase for Manor Solomon, but that will carry beyond Solomon and into the hands of Patterson, who'd come up to the edge of the penalty area. He rolls it out to O'Nien. He's getting a few boos now as a result of his altercation with James a few moments ago. Across the back he goes to Ballard. And out to his right to Hume. Plays it into the middle. Somewhat risky pass as O'Nien takes it off his toes of his own goalkeeper. And then is forced to go back again to Patterson as Piroe is hunting up there. And Sunderland were contriving to make a right mess of that, and they've got away with it. Rodon at the other end, defending for Leeds. Nice ball up the line to Bogle. Bogle can turn and run into space now. Plays the ball to the edge of the penalty area. Down for Piroe. Aaronson with the attempt from the edge of the box. And he just scoops it up and over the crossbar. And Leeds see the ball go out for a goal kick.
Excellent play, wasn't it, from Rodon on his right-hand side. Plays it up the line, and the ball in. It's not easy to deal with, but when it does come to Aaronson, it does well. Sure, it flicks off the Sunderland player. There it is, off the toe, goes over. That's a corner kick.
And Aaronson appealed for exactly that in the aftermath and didn't get it. So Sunderland are able to clear the ball forward from the edge of the 6-yard box. Everyone charges into that Leeds half. Firpo wins a header down, gets it into the path nicely of Solomon down the left. Leeds coming forward again here. Firpo's outside of him, but Solomon's going it alone into the penalty area. Puts the ball into the middle. It's headed up towards the edge of the box, and Bogle's got to get to it, and does get to it, and carries it now himself with Lefay on his shoulder. Holds it away from Lefay, and then nutmegs on the Sunderland man before it's cleared away.
Cheeky.
Lefay's supposed to be doing that, isn't he?
Bogle showing him who's the man. Well, let's see.
Well, he's got to come back and do it again, perhaps. Nice ball, curved almost into the path of James. Cleared into the middle where Tanaka will go in for the ball. The referee has stopped play. Is Tanaka fouled, or is there a foul earlier?
Aaronson.
Sunderland.
Aaronson fouled his man. Play continued. After that, whatever happened, will always be brought back to the original foul. Is it Lefay is down?
Aaronson is called in for a word with the referee here.
That challenge a little late. Just like Manor Solomon, a bendy ankle. Look at the right hand. Ow, just goes underneath again. Don't like seeing those replays. I'm sure he'll be okay.
Well, he's back up as well, although limping a little. Aaronson goes to offer a conciliatory handshake, which he accepts. All friends again. Free kick to Sunderland.
I don't know about friends, but yeah, good sportsmanship.
Half an hour gone here at Ellen Road. Still 0-0. Sunderland playing the ball across the back in their own half. Cirkin back to O'Nien. And now Ballard. Piroe goes after him, plays it forward to Neil. Back to O'Nien. Sunderland haven't lost a league game yet this year. Here's Cirkin down the left, inside of James. Moves forward with menace here, still going before. Good challenge by Bogle, and then it's carried on by Firpo. Firpo to his left to Solomon. Leeds breaking forward at pace. Solomon trying to keep that pace going. Comes inside, first two challenges, and rolls it into the path of Tanaka at full speed. Tanaka now curls it into the penalty area. Oh, and tries to get it into the path of Piroe there. Couldn't quite take it down, but Leeds, well, they thought they'd won it back, but Tanaka is going to get yellow carded for his foul just outside the penalty area then. Went in a little too impetuously and caught his opponent. And that will be a Sunderland free kick plus punishment for Tanaka.
Dan Neil is the player that goes down. And as he comes in to try and close him down, does he catch him at all? I think he actually misses to me. But of course, when you do stick a leg out like that, you better get some of the ball, so it's dangerous, but unfortunate to get that yellow.
I think at most there was a brush of the studs across the shin there, but literally a brush.
But just the way that Dan Neil then keeps his leg nice and straight and goes down tells me that he's playing for it. Simple as that.
Well, it worked. Yellow card for the Leeds man. Sunderland free kick played up to Isidor. Isidor's in the penalty area and he's turned Ampadu and he's shot and it's hit the post. It's gone in. Straight ball. Isidor held off the defensive challenge. And he's put it in off one post. And Sunderland, the away side, have the lead here at Ellen Road. Leeds United 0, Sunderland 1.
Well, it's an excellent goal from Isidor. We know he was going to be a danger. He's quick, he's strong. And one-on-one against Ampadu. Quite simply, Ampadu gets too close. And the big striker rolls him, hits the other side. And then you've got to wait for the composure to try and finish. And he certainly did. Here it is, a long ball up. He's onside, no doubt. Rodon certainly is playing him on. They're trying to keep him outside the box. You see the arms all around him. And once the striker knows where the defender is, he just uses his frame to roll Ampadu. Still has a bit to do, but that's an excellent finish.
Well, to say he's enjoyed it would be an understatement, because his celebrations are ongoing, and everybody else has long since been ready to get the game underway once more. And Isidor is still involved in pointing to the heavens. And Leeds United have it all to do here, as they have fallen behind to the side in 4th place in the championship table. And Isidor, their leading scorer, has added another to his total. James lets it run on for Aaronson. Aaronson can't quite keep the ball in play as he's sent out wide by the swift challenge of O'Nien. So it will be a Sunderland throw-in down by the corner flag in front of their celebrating away fans.
So now we have a different sort of challenge, how we react to this. One of the previous games we've kind of scored early, haven't we, as well, and gone on to win comfortably. Now we're going to have to come from behind.
Ball is swung out wide to the far side, where the touch from Roberts is poor, and it rolls off his boot now for a throw-in. Firpo goes to take it and goes back to Ampadu. And Rodon to Tanaka. Out the centre circle to Gruev. Solomon. Gruev can't thread the ball to him. Comes down for Ampadu. Controls it and passes it to Rodon. Now Bogle. Suddenly it's the Weir side voices that are loudest here in West Yorkshire. James to Aaronson. Back to Bogle on the halfway line. Leeds fans respond with songs of their own. Joe Rodon. Halfway line. Into the middle to Piroe. Tanaka. Flicked on by Firpo to Solomon down the left for Leeds. Quickly closed down. Solomon plays it into Firpo on the edge of the penalty box. Tried to get it in the middle. Bobbles around in there, and it's swept behind for a Leeds United corner kick. Another one.
Aaronson got there, but difficult ball. Bouncing high, couldn't get it really under control. Sunderland put it out for a corner kick. Now Solomon on that far side.
So Manor Solomon will put this one into the penalty area. Curls it into the goal. Curls it into the hands of the goalkeeper, who came to his near post and was able to collect that one comfortably. Throws it out over arm. Sunderland with Cirkin in possession back to Neil. And then O'Nien on the edge of the penalty area. Across the box to Ballard. 10 minutes to go in this first period. Leeds in unfamiliar territory here, behind at home. In the league at least. Ballard with the ball over the halfway line. It's beyond Gruev. He's got to go back and try and win it for Leeds. Doesn't manage to do that. Sunderland carry it with Roberts, and now into the middle for Neil. And now Cirkin midway inside the Leeds half. Back to Neil it goes through the middle for Bellingham. Taken off him by a combination of Aaronson and Tanaka. It's a long one put up into the Sunderland half. O'Nien should deal with this. He does in fairly rudimentary manner. Just boots it straight over his own shoulder and into touch for a Leeds throw-in.
Taking no chances, and rightly so, but good ball out, just threatened over the top with the pace of Dan James.
Ampadu back to Rodon, and Ampadu again. Tanaka just kept by Piroe as well. Gives it to Rodon. And now Bogle moving down the right side, still going. And then taken out. And that's a poor challenge from Cirkin. Bogle had already ridden the first, and then Cirkin came across and just left a leg right across. And was allowed to walk away from that one without any further punishment.
Well, that's a couple of challenges now been more than dubious. But you're right, gets away without getting a yellow. Doesn't get the ball, takes out Bogle.
Similar to the challenge on Dan James a short while ago. Still unbooked. Leeds free kick right by the corner flag. Gruev to take it. Puts it in high. Heads away at the far post, and it's headed behind. It's a Leeds corner. Solomon sprints over, came off the head of Hume.
Corner count racking up, but shots on target aren't.
Yeah, Leeds really need to make one of these stick. Solomon has gone in low, heading out towards the edge of the box, and then poor attempt from James, high over the crossbar, sails into the midst of the fans behind Patterson's goal.
And we see the goal again, down into the corridor. Isidor does really well, uses his body excellently, but Ampadu just too close to him.
Goal kick is delayed as various balls are thrown onto the pitch, whilst others are retrieved. Now, Patterson will be happy for that to be the case, because Sunderland will be delighted if this is how it looks at half-time. Off the top of the head of Ampadu in his own half. Firpo waits behind, gives it to Rodon short. And then Ampadu gets it off Joe Rodon. Gives it back. Down the right side to Bogle. Into the middle. Flicked on into the path of Aaronson. Aaronson just outside the area. He's overrun it though. And what looked like a promising move forward for Leeds breaks down. Tanaka can't win it. Here's Bellingham for Sunderland in the Leeds half now. Down the left-hand side for Sunderland. Little short ball back into Lefay, and then back to Cirkin. Cirkin back into his own half to O'Nien. Gets the return ball as well. And just happy to stand on it when nobody advances towards him. Sees the seconds tick down. Ballard carrying it forward. Involved in the build-up to the goal with his pass. Leeds get it back with Piroe in his own half to Firpo. Flicked wide to Mana Solomon. Solomon down the left side, inside one challenge and another challenge, and then plays it into the space ahead of Ilya Gruev. Gruev out to this right-hand side to Bogle. Bogle back to Gruev again, and then to Ampadu. Ampadu to his left to Tanaka. Further wide to Solomon. Solomon curls the ball into the middle, flicked up and headed away by Bellingham. Rodon picks it up. Gruev. Sunderland are defending well in this game.
They certainly are, trying to keep us certainly in front of them, making sure the spaces are not great. They're doing a good job so far.
Bogle into the middle. Tanaka into Aaronson. Aaronson shot is blocked. Good passing play by Leeds in the penalty area, but suddenly there's a counter-attack on for Sunderland. Rodon has to get to it ahead of Isidor, and he does. Fairly comfortably, as it turned out, just to turn it back to Meslier.
Just got to be careful, haven't we? That was 2-on-2 there, but Rodon defended well.
And now he's carrying it forward for Leeds, where it goes to Gruev. And Solomon and Firpo ahead of him. Firpo back into Gruev. Last 5 minutes of the first half. Tanaka square to Rodon, midpoint inside that Sunderland half, to the edge of the area to Bogle. Turns and curls it into the middle, over the head of Piroe. Goalkeeper will come out and gather that. Promising play again from Leeds on the edge of the box, just not the right ball into the middle.
Certainly was. Found himself in a bit of space on the edge of the box. Spun, put a decent cross in, but defender gets there first.
Patterson takes his time, bouncing the ball numerous times before finally kicking it again high into the night sky. Ampadu with a looping header forward, cleared away from Piroe to the halfway line. And Neil moves out towards the far touchline. He goes down apparently under the challenge of Brendan Aaronson. So Sunderland have a free kick just inside Leeds territory. Aaronson looking disgruntled with the call. Sunderland happy to have the opportunity to take a bit of time off the clock, get themselves that bit closer to half-time here. Back it goes indeed, to all the way back to the goalkeeper from inside Leeds half. Patterson scuffs that one somewhat. Leeds win it back on the halfway line, but O'Nien would get to the header first, and it's won in midfield by Neil, who goes wide with his pass to Roberts, who's carrying it forward at pace for Sunderland now. Firpo makes the first challenge, picked up as a loose ball by Hume. Sunderland in Leeds half by a distance, retreating a little now to the halfway line, and even further now as it goes back into Ballard, and Ballard to O'Nien, and O'Nien across to Cirkin. Cirkin will check back again to O'Nien, and then further back to the goalkeeper. James will chase, hopefully. He's not getting to that. The keeper plays it past him. Firpo wins a header, flicked on into the path of Piroe. Rides a challenge well, gets it away from Ballard. Space down the left for James to attack here. He's into the penalty area. James with a low shot, straight into the hands of the grateful goalkeeper.
Well, good positive play. Initially, Piroe did really well to get out of 3 Sunderland players, and after that, James attacked the fullback, but shot at the end of it didn't really trouble the keeper.
Leeds a little dozy there as the ball was thrown out quickly to Cirkin, but he had decided against advancing, and Sunderland are in possession in their own half with O'Nien. Back it goes to O'Nien once more, and then to his right to Ballard, and then played by Hume forward into the Leeds half. Firpo in a little tussle to keep his man off the ball, and then it's delivered high forward and into touch from Ballard, who appeals that Sunderland should have had a free kick on that far side. The ref's assistant was in close proximity, saw nothing wrong. Ampadu back to Meslier, lets it run across his body before playing it to Joe Rodon. Out to this right side, and Bogle. Difficult for Bogle, he's hemmed in, but he's found James in a bit of space. But James is lost out to Cirkin, who's snapped into the challenge. And now Roberts through the middle for Sunderland, just outside the penalty area. Good challenge by Firpo. Just blocked him at the right moment. Then a ball over the top for Solomon to chase. Ballard will get there. O'Nien, in fact, will get there ahead of everybody. Goes back to the keeper, Patterson. Out to O'Nien on the edge of the penalty box. James tried to close him down. O'Nien passed it round him to Lefay. And then Bellingham in there to give it back to O'Nien. Sunderland showing that they're confident in passing the ball to each other in their own penalty area. And then playing it up to the halfway line. Firpo underneath it. Can he keep it in play? He can. And he's got it to Solomon. And it's come out for a Leeds throw-in as we move into the final minute in the first 45.
Yeah, Sunderland certainly are confident in the way they play. They keep the ball well. Not afraid to take it back and switch out the other side.
Expecting 4 added minutes at the end of this first half. Ampadu to Gruev. Gruev in the centre circle. Back to Rodon. And back to Ampadu again. Firpo waits wide. Ampadu through the middle. Now he gives it to Firpo. Board goes up. Confirming the 4 added. Piroe, Leeds playing in the Sunderland half. A little bit of a roar goes up from the home supporters, sensing there's still an opportunity to get back level at the end of this first half. But Leeds are retreating at the moment. Sunderland pressing. It's back with Ampadu. Now it's back with Meslier. So
pressing and pressing well, aren't they? Take no chances.
Tanaka's back in his own area, under pressure from Bellingham. Goodness, he was cool under pressure, the Carminator. And then Meslier gets it to Bogle, who keeps it in play. And now Bogle underneath it again, but he's given it away. He and Aaronson got mixed up between themselves there. Leeds squandered the opportunity to get a ball forward. Bogle, well, it's a poor challenge on Bellingham. He's going to be yellow carded for that, and there could be no complaints. Just got frustrated, didn't he, there, Jayden Bogle? Not only is he yellow carded, but he's presented Sunderland with a good opportunity to put the ball in the Leeds penalty area. in the closing minutes of the first period.
Lovely little flick, wasn't it, from Lafay? And after that, Bellingham just teased Bogle. So go on then, make a challenge, but he got there first, knocked it past, knew the challenge was coming. It's a poor one from Bogle.
So 2 Sunderland players over the ball. Leeds 2-man wall just outside the penalty area. Roberts and Lafay are both in contention. You've got the in-swinger or the out-swinger, it would appear. Referee gives the signal. Lafay leaves it for Roberts. Curls it into the centre, headed goalwards. Well, it was straight onto the head of Isidor, and then all sorts of nonsense going on. O'Nien almost inevitably is involved there, and he was right in on Meslier, who grasped the ball in comfortably, and O'Nien followed through as Meslier was down on the ground. And I think so it's Isidor who's been yellow carded, and Stuart Atwell may
have a chat with Rodon.
Well, Isidor's definitely wound up for this one. Ampadu's going in the book as well, it would appear. Referee in conversation, still with the Leeds captain. Is he going to book him?
I'm not sure. There's something a chat to Ampadu as a skipper. Maybe he's the one doing the talking, but
what was O'Nien playing?
I have no idea
there?
what O'Nien's doing. Just get on with the game, move away.
So Isidor then came in head-to-head with Joe Rodon. And ultimately, it is only the Sunderland man who's been yellow carded, I think, isn't it?
I think so.
So Leeds end up with a free kick, and a little bit more time will be added on at the end of the first half. Sunderland are doing their best here to mess with Leeds' minds, I think it's fair to say, and O'Nien is pretty good at that sort of thing. Bogle with a flick on. Tanaka from the halfway line. Up in the air it goes. Gruev. Flicked on by Aaronson, but beyond Piroe. Rodon collects in his own half. Goes to his left to Firpo. Firpo into Solomon. Solomon takes it outside, carries it forward for Leeds. Firpo's on the overlap, gets the ball to him now. Played into the middle. James underneath it with a header down. Cleared on its way towards goal and out for a throw-in on this near side. In fact, it's a corner kick on this near side. And that is one of Leeds' best moments in the first half.
Yeah, it certainly was. Excellent play initially from Solomon. And the ball to the back stick is a good one. James, we've seen him score like that before. Gets the header. Couldn't quite get anyone on the end of it.
Well, Solomon's come to the near side to take this one. Puts the ball into the penalty area. Heads up goalwards from Rodon. Still in there from Piroe, looped forward, comes out to the edge of the box. Sunderland should clear this, and they do. And as the ball is kicked up towards the halfway line, the half-time whistle sounds. And Leeds United are behind here at Ellen Road, as Sunderland have scored the only goal of the game through Isidor so far. And for all Leeds' control for long periods, not really created too many moments of promise. And Sunderland will feel their value for it. It's a half-time scoreline of Leeds 0, Sunderland 1.
Yes, there's no doubt we need to raise our level. First 5 minutes or so, Sunderland came out the blocks flying, didn't they? Looked very good. Then we slowly got back into control of the game without really creating too much. Some dangerous moments, but I've got to say, Anthony Patterson in the Sunderland goal not been worked anywhere near enough. One or two of our corner kicks haven't been great either. So we need to raise our game, but we certainly can. Still another 45 to go.
Big half for Leeds United ahead. It's a half-time scoreline of Leeds United 0, Sunderland 1. Sunderland it is who will get the second half underway here. Sunderland have an excellent record at Leeds United. You have to go back into the Premiership period in 2002 since Leeds managed to beat Sunderland here. Tonight has to be the night. The ball goes all the way back to the Sunderland keepers. The second half is underway again. Leeds kicking towards the Kop end in this second half. Sunderland trying to attack at the other. Crowd of players going into tackles there, and Sunderland it is who work the ball out to the left-hand side, and Lafay, edge of the area, and Bellingham, challenged by Tanaka.
He's got to be careful.
Yeah, on a card. Out to this near side, and Roberts. Sunderland starting the front foot, ball played into the area, driven straight into the arms of Illan Meslier there by Trey Hume. But how did he find that much space in the box?
Because Solomon did not go with him. Excellent technique as well to get on the end of that volley, dropping over his right shoulder. Good effort.
Ethan Ampadu had words to say there. As Meslier put that on the head down the far side of Lafay. And Leeds have not got going, as the phrase has it, at the start of the second half yet. Early seconds past the first minute, but Leeds have got to get on the front foot here.
They have, but Sunderland are the ones doing exactly that. And if we thought they might sit back and try and soak up the pressure, they're having none of it. And they're dangerous, aren't they? They've got a goal lead, another counter-attack goal, and then we'll have it all to do.
James for Leeds United down the right side, into the area to Aaronson. Goes out the box to keep control of the ball and give it back to Bogle. Back into Tanaka. And then into a channel. Doesn't quite find Aaronson. And it's cleared away towards the halfway line. Joe Rodon picks it up for Leeds. Gets it back from Tanaka. And now Ampadu in the centre circle. Clips his pass out to Firpo on this near side touchline. Back to Gruev. And into the centre circle to Rodon. Bogle is to his right, has the ball now, just in from the touchline. Jayden Bogle into the middle to Piroe. Piroe just about keeps control of that one and finds the ball back to Rodon. Tanaka. It's all very tight as it's swung wide by Tanaka to Solomon. Quickly closed down by Hume. Strong suspicion of a foul there. Referee sees nothing wrong. Gruev to Tanaka. Plays it into, well, he tried to play it into the path of Piroe, but it hit the back of Firpo. And that's somewhat indicative of Leeds' efforts to break through the Sunderland defensive shape. But they'll start again with Rodon, now Gruev here from the halfway line. Out to Solomon. Ball in front of him. As is Roberts. Solomon still carrying it. Still going. Tucks it into Gruev. Just stretches to make sure he gets it to Rodon. Tanaka waits wide of Ampadu and gets the ball off him now. Again, Sunderland in quickly to press as Tanaka makes space and time. So good at that. Solomon back to Tanaka again. Tanaka short pass to Ampadu. Now Rodon. Everybody in that Sunderland half bar Meslier. Bogle down the right. Cross is too low, but it's cleared out by Cirkin towards a corner flag for a Leeds United throw in.
Better pressure though. Tempo's good. Quicker. Moving that ball from left to right. Surely the referee's going to sort this out. This
Isidor's laces have come undone.
Ridiculous.
You can't stop the game for that, but I think we may see a bit more of that in the second half. Bogle tried to go on a run. Isidor does well, rides a challenge, and then Leeds have to get bodies around the ball to win it back again, which they succeed in doing. Rodon out to his right side for James, moves forward, and it hits the back of Cirkin and goes behind for a Leeds United corner.
And that's more like it as well when Sunderland trying to play out. See 2 or 3 players around the ball, we win it back, and off we go again. Just move it quickly, keep asking questions of the Sunderland team.
So Leeds with the first corner of the second half. Gruev. Ball into the middle, headed up in the air by Bellingham. Headed away from Rodon by Isidor. It's picked up on the edge of the box by Solomon. Solomon taking on his man. Curls it far post, but he's put too much in that. There's a big tangle at the far side of the area. Tanaka was involved. He went down in the box. And the referee made a big gesture to say that he saw nothing wrong with that.
Well, Cirkin, have a look at the top of the picture here. And there's no doubt that Cirkin hasn't got his eyes on the ball. Tanaka half runs into him, though, I suppose, as well. But a lot of grappling. That's gone Sunderland's way, hasn't it? And not ours.
Cirkin is a player who's been playing on the edge all night. And he's just kept the right side of it again there. Meslier out of this box to Rodon. Wide it goes right side to Bogle. Down the line for James. Tries to get it up onto Aaronson. It comes out off a Sunderland foot for a Leeds throw. thrown back to Jayden Bogle. And now Rodon. Gruev, fans are doing their bit as Gruev moves forward for Leeds. In it goes to Piroe. Piroe to Aaronson. His pass is short. And then there's a foul called in the midst of that, which is much to the relief, I'm sure, of Brendan Aaronson.
It certainly was. I didn't see too much of a foul, but we take that.
Rigg stands over the ball as Leeds fashion to take a quick free kick. It goes backwards and then it comes out to Firpo on this near side. Pressed by Roberts, so it goes back to the halfway line to Ampadu. Now Gruev. Short pass to Rodon. And wide to his right to James. Infield to Bogle. Those two combine again. James comes inside this time, into the edge of the area, still going into the penalty box, slips, recovers his balance, whips a shot in, breaks out, and there's a big block on the edge, but Gruev loses out, and it's a break forward by Sunderland, and then challenges are made that the referee doesn't like, and a foul is awarded to Sunderland, as it was Rigg who went down under Firpo's push.
Oh, clever play. Initially, Rigg beats a couple of players. Gruev does well just to come out the way, but not much of a challenge there. And Rigg wins the free kick.
Ball into the middle, given away by Sunderland to Gruev. Ampadu. Ethan Ampadu to Junior Firpo. Held away from the ball, and it goes out for a Sunderland throw. And it's taken quickly. Ampadu heads it away from the edge of the box. Aaronson gets his chest on it. Firpo flicks a boot out at it. Leeds have lost it, and it's in the penalty area with Isidor on the byline, trying to play it in the middle, and then it's straight at Ampadu. Paul from Leeds to concede possession in that position. And then Piroe with a foot in, and the ball goes out for a Sunderland throw-in.
Certainly was. Need to switch on, but good defend in the end from Ampadu, not diving in, cutting out the cross.
Archie Gray in the crowd on our monitor screen watching this one this evening. Been involved for Spurs in their win over Manchester United yesterday. Good to see Archie back at Ellen Road. Leeds need to up the tempo here. Joe Rodon just gives that indicator to his teammates as he carries it forward, stops, still going, stabs it wide to Bogle, puts it in the middle, but it's beyond Piroe's run. And that kind of floaty ball doesn't really give Joel Piroe much of a chance. And Aaronson again penalised for a little tap on the heels there of his opponent in midfield. And Sunderland have another free kick.
Yes, Dan Neal this time gets the body in between the ball and Aaronson. Any sort of touch, they're going to go down. Just got to watch ourselves here. Don't get too frustrated. Just keep getting the goal and playing our stuff.
Tanaka, good header on to James, who's got... he's pushed it a long way ahead of himself there. He got at the second ball, but couldn't keep it in play, and it comes off Neal for a Leeds United throw-in on the halfway line. Slightly heavy with the first touch. It was a good, strong challenge from Neal. Leeds now with Gruev out to this near side, and Firpo. Ball in front of him. In it goes to Solomon. Lays it back into the path of Firpo. Leeds trying to build forward momentum again here. Now with Solomon down the left-hand side. Solomon with Roberts in front. Up to the edge of the area. Plays it into Firpo. Gets a return ball to Solomon. Puts it in the middle. Good approach play from Leeds United, and it required Patterson at full stretch in the 6-yard box to gather the ball for Sunderland.
Now that's a lot better. Excellent 1-2 with Solomon. Just need to pull it back slightly. And then James was there at the far post in front of his man to tuck it in, but Patterson, at least, was made to do some work.
Long ball cleared up into the Leeds half. Ampadu's underneath it, deals with it. Gets the header down to Rodon under a bit of pressure all of a sudden. Does really well. Now gets Bogle going down the right-hand side for Leeds, over the halfway line, into the path of Aaronson. The ball is ahead of him. And then that will be a yellow card challenge from Bellingham as he pushes Aaronson to the floor. He'd lost his man there. And Leeds have a free kick 15 yards outside the Sunderland box.
Good play. This time we get it on the angle into Aaronson, running in behind the midfield. Bellingham, poor challenge. So a free kick. Let's see what we can do with this, but we've had so many set pieces. Delivery has to be raised, has to be better.
There's a line of Leeds players just inside the Sunderland penalty area, matched up by a line of red and white shirts on the edge of it. As Gruev waits to put it into the midst of that crowd. Curled in now, heads go up, it bounces all the way through into the hands of the goalkeeper. The Leeds players were launching themselves at that, but nobody actually got too close to it.
Actually, that was a decent ball. Just couldn't quite keep themselves onside and launch themselves at the ball.
Sunderland in possession with Cirkin under pressure from James. Turns away from him, gives it away to Bogle. Bogle makes ground down that right side. Tries to play it into Piroe, can't control, it bounces off his shins, but Leeds have it back briefly at least, just outside the area. Bellingham is in battle with Aaronson, and it breaks in for Bogle, who steps into the penalty area. Still there for Leeds. Piroe now, trying to find room for the shot. He's robbed at the key moment, and then a block made by Rodon, and Leeds can come again. Bogle, though, has come back from an offside position, and as he kicks the ball, the flag is raised.
Rigg actually with an excellent block. But at least we are playing at a way better tempo, winning the ball back in those areas. Sunderland at the moment defending well. But if we keep asking questions, eventually, surely, we'll find a good chance and hopefully a breakthrough.
Daniel Farke buried deep in his thick, warm winter coat, down on the edge of the technical area, frustrated with Sunderland's attempts to run the clock down here, and he's making his point to the fourth official as the ball is headed back into Sunderland's half. Up in the air, James gets it down to Piroe, little back heel. Tanaka runs into trouble, tries to get out of trouble, does get out of trouble, lovely play. Now Bogle down the right for Leeds, in it goes. I tried to put it, I think it was into the path of James, but didn't get to him or Piroe. Firpo, good challenge, comes back for Bogle. Pressure from Leeds United, as you can hear from the noise from the crowd.
Better, way better on the front foot. They're not breaking out Sunderland like they did in the first half.
Into the middle to Piroe. Out wide to Solomon on this near side. Solomon with the ball on his right foot. Comes inside, plays it to Aaronson just outside the box, into Tanaka. Tanaka puts it up in the air, and Jayden Bogle is furious because he was in loads of space down the right side of the penalty area. And Tanaka, I'm not entirely sure what he was trying to do there. He just chipped it up aimlessly into the penalty box.
Not sure exactly what he saw. But we go again. Still half hour to play, and then some.
Ball is short with a goal kick. Cleared forward by O'Nien. Firpo is underneath it. Firpo to his right to Rodon, back into the penalty area to Meslier. Meslier pushes it square to Ampadu. Into the middle, good ball. Aaronson's got a bit of space. Keeps the ball nicely, still going. Plays it now onto Solomon. Solomon's not going to get that, but Aaronson is lucky to get the return ball, and now Firpo has it. And now Solomon to his left. Wall of red and white in the area as Solomon is caught by the challenge of Rigg, and this will be a Leeds free kick, not too far outside the Sunderland penalty area.
Oh, it's better, good wing play, isn't it, from Solomon? Dangles a leg, does Rigg, and Solomon will fall over that all day long now. Once again, another free kick.
Gruev again is given the job of putting the ball into the Sunderland penalty area, which is where it surely will go. Sunderland have defended these set pieces really well. Goes in low, and that one's cleared. It's come out as far as Aaronson, who tries to kind of hook a volley back in, but it was always sailing wide. And Patterson watches it go, and then goes to retrieve it, and then takes it from one side of the goal and brings it across to the other side of the goal to spot it up for the goal kick.
Oh, quite simply another poor free kick, wasn't it? Another decent opportunity wasted.
Ball into the Leeds half. Firpo's header forward. Piroe can't get there. Solomon can. Solomon is caught.
Has to be, surely.
The referee has produced a card for that challenge from Trey Hume. Again, Solomon, the man on the end of it.
Yep. And Solomon's having a word with Hume.
As
Hume's
he did in the first half.
Yeah. So now, Solomon, just get the ball and go at him.
It's ongoing, that little dispute between those two players. And the referee's had to make an intervention here. He's called Hume into him, who's not coming. And he's walked away. Firpo comes in for a chat instead. I don't think he's the intended recipient of the lecture, though, is he? No, he isn't.
Shouldn't have thought so.
So he's gone away. Leeds will have a free kick. And Gruev again stands over the ball. We are past the hour mark here. Still Sunderland in front by a goal to nil. Tanaka, as Leeds have gone square with a free kick. Bogle joins in. Down the right side now, James. Comes infield. James into the penalty area. In front of Aaronson. Looks into the box. Big shouts for handball from the Leeds fans and the players, to be fair. And again, Rothwell waves his arms wide to suggest nothing wrong with that.
Well, I think it did hit his arm, but it was certainly not very far away, and it was down by the side. It wasn't high up either, so that would have been a harsh one. Would have taken it, of course, but it would have been a harsh one.
Gruev. He carries it forward.
No.
Gives it away. Firpo was the intended recipient. Intercepted by Neil. Carried forward by Hume. Gives it away to Tanaka. Gets a second touch on it, but straight to Rodon. Leeds come again. Rodon spots that Solomon was in space, but Rodon's ball wasn't going to get to him. Tanaka in midfield. He's fouled, but he gets up and carries on. Leeds have possession with Piroe. Short ball to James through the middle. And Tanaka back to James on the edge of the penalty area. He's blocked by the well-timed challenge from Ballard. Gruev wins it back well for Leeds. Firpo in the area to Solomon. Comes back for Tanaka. Tanaka tries the shot, curls it in, and curls it just wide.
Good play. Tanaka wants a corner kick as well. But this is better. You can hear the crowd now getting behind the side. When it comes out to Tanaka, it does actually clip off Patrick Roberts. Just not going our way. And there you can see it does hit his arm. There's no movement towards the ball. The arm is hanging down.
Patterson with the long goal kick up into the Leeds half. Over the head of Ampadu and Isidor. Firpo. Rodon. Turns and goes back to Ampadu. Goes back to Meslier. Out the area. Played round Isidor to Rodon. And now he's able to carry it forward, which he does over the halfway line. Into the middle. Referee gets in the way of Gruev there, but Leeds recover the situation. Now Firpo, a lot of space in front of Junior Firpo. Puts the ball in the penalty area. Ballard with the header clear. Comes out as far as Tanaka. Controls it well. And just looking for movement to his right or left. Finds it in the shape of Firpo. Firpo plays it into the penalty area. Took a deflection, I think, as it was crossed into the box, and that carried it straight into the hands of the keeper.
Yes, that was unfortunate. Piroe making a run at the back stick. Firpo spotted him, but deflection was easy for the keeper. Sunderland, of course, now just trying to calm things down. Everything's helter-skelter for them. They can't keep the ball. We're winning it back.
Rodon
Got to do something with it, though, haven't we?
Big, powerful header from the centre half that carries from the almost the halfway line all the way through to the goalkeeper. Cirkin's ball up into the Leeds half. Rodon underneath it again. Heads it out wide so Bogle can try and get there. He does. It's tight to the touchline. Can't keep it in play. Sunderland throw in midway inside the Leeds half. 25 minutes remaining here at Ellen Road. Leeds United 0, Sunderland 1. Side in fourth against the side in second. Sunderland in possession with Hume down the line, but Leeds are happy that he got his pass wrong there because there was space in front of Rigg. Tanaka to Ampadu. Just about gets it right and gets it to Gruev. He has to stop and go back to Ampadu again. And now Rodon to Tanaka. to Gruev. Through for Solomon. In field, in the centre here, Manor Solomon. And out wide to his right to Jayden Bogle. On it goes to James. James comes inside again. Still going. Back it goes to Rodon. Solomon over on the right-hand side still. Rodon in possession. Now Ampadu. Leeds still in that Sunderland half with Gruev. Forward ball to Piroe. Back to Ampadu and now Tanaka. A lot of passes. Leeds just trying to find a little space somewhere. Rodon out to his right to Bogle. Bogle 3 in front of him as he tries to go outside the first man. Lefay breaks into the path of Dan James instead. It goes back to Ampadu. Out wide to his right to Rodon. And now Tanaka puts it over the top. Bogle will chase, but O'Nien had read that. Heads it, and then it's cleared away by Bellingham. James will chase to try and get there for Leeds. It goes out of play for a Leeds throw-in. It's midway inside the Sunderland half. In fact, it's a little further back than that. Bogle doesn't take it, Rodon does. Centre circle. Run forward from Gruev. Out towards Solomon on this near side. Turns one way, then the other. And still going, and still. Manor Solomon. Still on the ball. Oh, and then he done all the hard work, and then he passed it straight to Chris Rigg. But then Sunderland have put it into touch for a Leeds throw-in that Sunderland half.
It's the pressure we're applying once we do lose the ball. If we do, we're straight at them, making it very difficult for them to find an easy pass, but they need to find a breakthrough.
Ampadu for Leeds. Centre circle, Rodon waits and gets it. Now Gruev has it. Solomon, touch was heavy. Oh, it's caught. Leeds have possession, so the game goes on. Solomon's back on his feet, play through the middle. It's Aaronson, can't get past his man. Ooh. Sunderland have that extra body in there. Every time Leeds try and thread it through the lines. And then there's a little push from James, frustration for Leeds. So there could be a belated card here. There's certainly belated talking to, but no more than that for Rigg. The earlier challenge. Sunderland free kick in their own half. One of those halves where time seems to be flying away. Leeds still really trying to work the goalkeeper. Haven't managed to do that all evening. Ballard for Sunderland. Long ball, crossfield. Bogle with the header. Tanaka can't get there ahead of Bellingham. Back it goes on that left side, down the line. Bogle makes a block. The ball goes out of play for a Sunderland throw-in. And back it comes into Sunderland's half. Neil, back to O'Nien. He puts a long crossfield ball out towards Roberts, who waits on the near side touchline and takes the ball down and carries it to the edge of the area. Roberts trying to find room for the shot. He's going to have a shot, and he's curled it in, and Meslier saw it all the way. And he dived full stretch and made a relatively comfortable stop.
Yes, he saw that one. Patrick Roberts on his favoured left side. He's going to cut inside and try and find that bottom corner. Long way out. Comfortable save.
Meslier with the ball again. Short pass to Ampadu. 20 minutes to go. Meslier out to Rodon. Back to the goalkeeper. Now Ampadu. And it goes to Gruev. Turns and looks forward. Stops again. Bank of red and white in front of him.
It is, but once you've got past one bank, you've got to then turn and go at the next bank. Instead, we're coming back out and allowing Sunderland to get all their players behind.
Rodon to Bogle. To Piroe. Down the right side to James. Level with the edge of the box. Back into Piroe, who has a shot. Good effort. Goalkeeper at full stretch. Has to beat the ball away. And there were Leeds players arriving, but none got in on the end of that one. That was much better. And then foul given against Gruev, just as Aaronson thought he was able to break forward.
Well, that was excellent from Piroe. Just admonishes himself as well, but a good effort comes outside the box. One touch and hits it well. Patterson gets his angles right and makes a good stop.
Changes for Leeds, interestingly. Struijk and Rothwell are the two players coming on. Tanaka is coming off as Leeds are going to make a tactical switch here. So Rothwell into the middle. Ampadu.
Yeah.
And Struijk into the back line. As the ball is with Sunderland over on the left side. Played forward to the edge of the area. Struijk with his first touch is a header. And then James just puts it high into that Sunderland half. Ballard with a header looping up to the halfway line. Rothwell's touch is a header. And so is Piroe's to James. He comes in field as James gets to the edge of the area. Puts the ball up into the box, just beyond Piroe. Headed up towards the edge of the area. Headed down by Bellingham. Picked up by Ampadu. Firpo has it for Leeds now. Firpo, misplaced ball. And goes into touch, and Solomon's not getting to that one. And it's a Sunderland throw in. And Trey Hume walks slowly towards the near side touchline to take it for them. Ball thrown down the near side touchline. Struijk battling with Isidor. Firpo can't keep the ball in play, but doesn't need to. It came off a Sunderland foot for a Leeds throw. Further substitutions to come shortly, it would appear. Leeds with the ball on the halfway line with Ampadu. Ampadu back in field to Rodon. Moves forward. Still going. And then stops and wonders what he should do with it. Plays it out wide to James. James coming in from the far touchline. Can't get it through again. 3 red and white shirts between him and his nearest teammate. Struijk is giving it all the way back to Meslier at the other end as Sunderland try and get up the pitch. Temporarily only as Struijk rolls it into Ampadu. On it goes to Rodon. Down the right side for James. James coming forward at pace. Holds it up on the edge of the area. Still going. Oversteps the ball though. Maybe just overcomplicated a bit there. There were players waiting in the middle for a cross. Didn't come in. Rodon has it back for Leeds. Now Rothwell. Ampadu to Struijk. Back to Ampadu again. Rothwell. To Pascal Struijk. To Firpo. Out to Solomon. Solomon coming in from the touchline. Comes back for Struijk, well up in that Sunderland half. Short ball to Rothwell. Rothwell to Rodon. Bogle waits to his right. Rodon comes the other way to Ampadu instead. Ampadu plays a short pass in for James. He puts it into the area, hits a teammate on the back. Balls in have just not been good enough from Leeds from those positions.
Certainly haven't. Of course, yes, there's lots of Sunderland bodies back there, but got to find that angle and produce the right ball.
Rothwell moves the ball forward to Firpo. Now Solomon. Solomon just outside the box. Comes in, curls to the far post, but too far. And James was coming infield and the ball sailed over his head and behind for a goal kick, and now Sunderland make their changes.
So that was unfortunate because Solomon, the direction of the ball was superb, just needed to be a little less power on it because James is in front of Cirkin.
So Rigg, the 17-year-old, is one of those coming off. And Mayenda is one of the subs and Samed is the other. Rigg taking the applause of the away supporters as he heads towards them and the touchline. Isidor is the other switch. So his big moment was the big moment in the first half, the only goal of the game. So Mayenda will go up front. And we await further potential Leeds changes as we have 15 to go.
A few players down there, aren't they, getting ready to come on. And so Joseph looks like being one of them.
Patterson with a goal kick. Solomon can't get to the header. And then it's Sunderland with Bellingham. Plays it to Cirkin. Ball pinging around. Cirkin ends up with it fortuitously into the middle. Rothwell's covering for Leeds well. Just pushes it back to Meslier in the danger zone. Piroe wins it well on the halfway line. Gets it to Aaronson. Turns back. Leeds need to keep the momentum here. They had it for a moment and then things have just slowed down again. You hear the reaction of the crowd to that.
Because we get it and we keep turning back. And at times we're going to have to just go forward.
Rothwell trying to drive Leeds forward now. That's what he's there for. Struijk out to this near side and Firpo. He's fouled. And Leeds will have a free kick just in from the near side touchline, level with the edge of the box. Solomon standing over it.
Will Rothwell come out and take this one? We've got a good set-piece taker now on the pitch. Let's hope he's got a few opportunities to get the right ball in. This is one of them.
Well, Pascal Struijk in there to aim at as well. As Rodon has also joined in. These are big minutes in this game. Joseph is about to come on. Ramazani is about to come on as well. Leeds just one defeat so far at home in the league this season, but behind here with 13 minutes remaining. Rothwell with the free kick for Leeds. Curls it in towards the goalkeeper. In it goes! Off the head of Pascal Struijk. Rothwell provides. Struijk finishes. Leeds United are level. Leeds 1, Sunderland 1.
What a delivery! That's how you produce. Brilliant ball into the box from Rothwell. And Pascal Struijk, the other substitute, has got the faintest of touches, but brilliantly just allows it to hit his head, guides it in past the keeper. Desperate Sunderland defending. O'Nien on the goal line, can't keep it out, but what about that ball? On the money. Finally, we get it exactly where we want it. Come on, we're back in it.
Change is made as Leeds are now back level. Ramazani is on the pitch. Joseph is on the pitch. Oh, listen to that. What a contrast. Okay, well, light blue touch paper. Retreat to a safe distance and wait for the fireworks.
Well, must be having them now. It really was a great ball in. I've been crying out for that sort of delivery.
Bogle puts the ball up in the air, drops on the halfway line. O'Nien with a header forward into the Leeds half. Swept forward towards Struijk. Flicked back. And then won well by Piroe. Plays it into Dan James. Great footwork. Well, he's held up there. Cynical foul on James. The card must be coming out. The card is coming out. And is it Cirkin at last?
At last. He's walked that tightrope.
An hour too late.
Yeah, for sure. Good play from Dan James. Knocked it past him. The arm from Cirkin comes out.
Leeds free kick. Midway inside the Sunderland half. 10 minutes to go at Ellen Road. Rodon in possession for Leeds. Short ball to Rothwell. Rothwell turns back into the middle and gives it to Rodon. May go back to Meslier. Does go back to Meslier. Under pressure from Mayenda. Meslier on the edge of the D. Short square ball to Pascal Struijk. Gives it to Rodon. Wide to Bogle. And back again to Rodon. Meslier. Struijk. Leeds still playing on the edge of the box. In fact, in the box. And the Leeds fans... Well, inevitably, the Leeds fans want the ball forward.
They do. We've got to get it forward in possession of the ball.
Well, it's rolling nicely down that far touchline for Leeds to make a break forward, and Piroe's going to get there, and he's put it into James in the penalty area. James trying to get towards goal, plays it back for Piroe, shoots, hits a defender in the middle of the penalty area. Good power behind that as well, and it spins away to some safety. Out it goes for a throw-in. Now you'll hear the noise.
Great pressure again. Oh, it just nicked off one of our players. Lafay cleverly wins his side. A throw-in, and they'll take their time, won't they? We want the exact opposite.
Sunderland throw-in. Cirkin will take it. He walks up that far touchline. Flicked on towards the halfway line. Back into the Leeds half, and Struijk into the edge of the centre circle to Firpo. Goes back to Rodon. Has to turn back to Meslier under pressure. And Meslier on the edge of the box. Stops and gives it back to Rodon again. Just hooks it forward. Flipped on by Joseph. Not quite for Ramazani, but he'll pick up the second ball, Matteo Joseph. And he'll let it run for Firpo. And Firpo into the penalty area to Ramazani, who was just offside. And whilst he battles away in the box, the flag is raised over on the other touchline for the free kick.
Well, he pointed to where he wanted the ball, but just strayed a little offside, the pass from Firpo. It was a good one, but unfortunately, it's a free kick now to Sunderland. They've offered very little, haven't they, in Sunderland in the second half. We've just pressured them. Tempo's been really good. We've controlled the game, but can we find another chance?
Patterson has been booked for time wasting. Stuart Atwell's had enough. Now the Sunderland goalkeeper finds himself on a bit of a tightrope, if he's going to persist. And still we await the taking of the free kick. Now Patterson with the ball forward. Over the head of everybody. Now to play for a Leeds United throw, applauded by Daniel Farke. Firpo goes back to Struijk. To Firpo again. Planted forward by him to Piroe. Ball swept into the Sunderland half. Joseph is on the charge here, and it's played back into Patterson, who has to control the bouncing ball, and Joseph whipped in to try and put pressure on him, and it's gone up and out of play over on the far side, and the work from Joseph pays off. Leeds have the ball back. Bogle puts it on to James. James lets it run across him, but it's kept on the edge of the area and cleared from the edge of the area, but not very far. Bogle's battling for Leeds, but he can't get there. Leeds trying to get back in front of the ball, and they do, and they win it back again with Piroe. Short pass back to Bogle on that right side from Rothwell. Halfway line. Rothwell trying to find some space here. Gives it to Struijk, who has a little. And now ahead of him, Ramazani. Firpo controls well. Plays it into the gap. Ramazani's not going to quite get there. It's a very clever ball from Firpo. Ballard just about got there in time, and it's out of play for Leeds. So in Firpo, desperate to get the ball back from a fan in the west stand. Throws it back for Struijk, who gives it to Rodon. One side of the centre circle to the other, to Bogle. Moving forward as Sunderland move back. Rodon to Rothwell. Firpo waits if they can get it to him on the near side. They can't. They're going back into their own half. Leeds. Passes between Struijk and Rodon. Forward to Rothwell. Short to Ampadu. Now Firpo finally does get it, but he's much deeper in the game. Ramazani back into Pascal Struijk. 5 to go. Rothwell plays it through the middle for Piroe. Nice turn from Piroe. Works it wide right side to James. James curls the ball into the box. Comes all the way out to Ramazani on the near side. Ramazani, defender in front of him. Keeps his feet under pressure. That has to be a foul from Roberts. Arm up in the face of Ramazani. Nothing given. And Bogle goes in to win it and get the header down to James to come again for Leeds. Down the right channel. James on the edge of the area is held up, and the ball spins out of play for a Leeds throw-in.
Oh, it's frenetic, isn't it? It really is. And Sunderland kind of just hanging on somehow, but we can't quite find that final killer pass that we need.
Well, interestingly, Jan Poveda is coming on, and the man who's going off is Patrick Roberts. So the former Leeds man makes a return to Ellen Road. Doesn't exactly get a warm welcome.
No, he exactly gets the opposite.
So Poveda, wearing 36, is on for the away team. Leeds throw in. Back it goes from Bogle to Rodon. Now Ampadu puts it over the top for Bogle. Full back underneath it to head it away. And then flicked wide. And then head tennis on that far side. Well kept in by James. Gets it to Bogle to try and attack here. Again, it's tight. Piroe emerges, but Leeds just kind of running into trouble there. And then there's a foul challenge made by Ethan Ampadu. Sunderland have a free kick pretty deep in their own half. Back it goes, quickly taken to O'Nien. 36,804, 36,804 the attendance tonight. Ballard, long ball up into the Leeds half, straight into touch for a Leeds throw in. Firpo scurries across to get it, and gives it back to Struijk.
All that composure that Sunderland had in the first half when in possession has suddenly disappeared. We really have turned the wick up and played a lot better in this second half.
Ampadu, straight ball to James, trying to work it down the touchline. It's gone out of play. Bogle was the intended recipient. He has the throw-in instead. Back to James. Sunderland back behind the ball, so Leeds go back towards Rodon. Turns and goes right. Bogle is set off, and again Rodon tried to play it to him, but it was telegraphed. Now James, though, takes it down on his thigh, gives it back into Piroe. Piroe to Ramazani on the edge of the area, pinging around in the box. Who can get on the end of it? Pirou's there with a swinger at it. The ball is cleared high into the Leeds half, where Rodon is underneath it and lets it run out of play for a Leeds throw-in, which he takes straight to Ampadu. Turns and looks towards that Sunderland half. Just plays a poor ball, actually, from Ethan Ampadu. And doesn't give a teammate a chance. Sunderland have it in the centre circle, and it's played through for Mayenda, and out to this right-hand side for Poveda to attack the edge of the box. Into the area it goes. Good challenges from Leeds players to make the block in there. Firpo, though, stumbles and can't get his feet, and then there's a foul by Poveda on Firpo, which gives Leeds a free kick right by their Leeds touchline, just outside the penalty area, in fact. And Struijk goes back to Meslier, and we are in the final 2 minutes of the 90. 1-1.
And there has to be a good few minutes of extra time as well.
Struijk. Out it comes to Firpo. Up the line, can't find it. Well, Ramazani didn't get there, but then a swing and a miss initially to try and clear the ball, but Sunderland have it with Neil. Back it goes into O'Nien. Carrying it up towards the halfway line. Checked by Joseph. So he comes back and gives it to Ballard and gets it back again. And Joseph has given up the chase, so Neil has it in midfield. It goes back to O'Nien, and now Ballard, as we are in the last minute. Long ball forward, needs defending by Struijk. Mayenda's actually got there ahead of him, but Struijk recovers it. Tries to play the ball and gets it to Firpo. Firpo into the penalty area. Gives it to Joe Rodon, who can set off at a bit of a canter now. Stops, but he can go again because nobody's got in front to block him, so he goes wide to Bogle. And comes back for Rodon once more. Now Ampadu. Firpo waits wide on this near side in lots of space. It may come to him via Struijk. It does. Now for Junior Firpo. His touch is poor. Poveda's got ahead of him, and he's just pulled him back, and that'll be a yellow card for Junior Firpo. You could see that one coming.
Yes, unfortunately. He knows that was always going to be a yellow card. Frustrating. His touch wasn't great.
So the board will be going up in the next couple of seconds. Sunderland with this free kick as we await how many added minutes we have. 5 added minutes here at Ellen Road. So the ball goes back to Ballard. Edge of the penalty area, O'Nien. Back it comes to Ballard again. Comes all the way back to keeper Patterson. He plays the ball out wide where there's space, but Cirkin can't keep that one in. And Cirkin, rather, it'll be a Leeds United throw in. Bogle takes it to Ampadu, comes back into his own half to Struijk. Short pass to Rodon and back to Struijk again. Rothwell, he can carry it forward perhaps here. Off he goes into the middle of the Sunderland half to Joseph. Out to Firpo, down the left-hand side. Plenty in the box. And it's going to break for Ramazani on the edge of the area. Oh, almost broke into the path of Joseph. Just evaded him. Struijk comes in again. Can't get the ball forward to a teammate. Slips. Mayenda lays it off, but Ampadu's just gone through the back of Poveda. Leeds are going to make a late change here with Byram to come on. And it will be Junior Firpo who's going to come off. So Byram goes into that similar position, same position indeed, for the last couple of minutes here. Well, we've got 3.5 remaining. Sunderland take the free kick backwards. Ballard further back to O'Nien. Joseph goes after the ball as Ballard lets it run and then kicks it forward. Byram's first touch on the chest is a good one. And then he's caught, is he? No, the referee says not. Leeds protest, but Sunderland come forward with Mayenda just outside the box on this near side. Step over and then gets it tucked into the middle, and then it comes back out, and then Joseph gets in to win it for Leeds. Joseph on his own, and he's run straight into the, well, which way's it? Cards is going, oh, it's O'Nien who's taken Joseph out. And so O'Nien on the halfway line there, as Joseph, there was one Leeds player and 3 Sunderland players around him, but Joseph was setting off on a run, and actually, yeah, O'Nien just put an arm up to stop him.
He was going to collect him no matter what, but look at James. If the ball was played at the right time, James in a foot race, I always fancy him. O'Nien had different ideas.
Halfway through the added time, Leeds take a short free kick. They give it to Bogle down the right side. Piroe goes through the middle, but Bogle holds it up on the touchline to James. Further down the line to Piroe. Piroe comes infield, blocked, comes through a couple of challenges, still trying to work the ball in for Joseph. Joseph saw Bogle emerging, but has to go backwards to Ampadu and now Rothwell. Byram picks it up on the near side of the penalty area, just outside the area. Goes back to Struijk, a little frustration for Leeds as Ampadu, edge of the centre circle, turns and gives it to Rodon. Bogle waits wide, gets the ball off him now. On the touchline, trying to play it into the path of Piroe, but it's well read by Bellingham, who's done well under pressure from Piroe and kicks the ball long up into the Leeds half. Struijk races back to pick it up. 90 seconds remaining. Struijk with the ball for Leeds. Short pass to Ampadu. Turns and then gives it back to Struijk. Byram waits again on this near side, but Struik's options are closed down as he lets the ball roll away from him. Ampadu in the centre circle. To his right, to Rodon. Bogle again waits down that right-hand side. Nothing much coming for Leeds down that side this evening. Bogle trying once more. Skips through a couple of challenges. Into the penalty area. Sweeps his shot in. And it goes behind. It's a corner. Leeds have a corner.
Rothwell again will be trotting over to take this one. Bogle again, though, does well down that right-hand side. A couple of slips in his way, but just by being positive, get the ball in the box, you get your reward.
So here we are, 30 seconds remaining. Leeds United corner kick. Rothwell has gone over to the far side to take it. Raises his arms in signal to his teammates. Rothwell's ball in the middle, heads up from Byram. Cleared out as far as Ramazani, puts it towards the far post. It comes all the way kindly to Rothwell to come into the penalty area, to curl his shot in!
Yes!
Oh, he's done it! Oh,
yes!
he's done it!
Yes!
Oh, yes! Rothwell's ball in, Struijk on the line, and now what scenes we have here at Ellen Road in the final seconds. Leeds United have snatched a massive 3 points. It's the Struijk-Rothwell combination again. Oh yes, Leeds United 2, Sunderland 1.
What a ball in. Absolutely brilliant. We've had to come back from 1-0 down. The boys have showed so much character, but the place has got lift-off. My goodness, with that one in the back of the net. Crowd went berserk. Everyone down on the bench as well. Up in arms. It's brilliant. Pascal hugs Joe Rothwell. Give him a kiss as well, because I tell you what, the delivery has been wonderful. Referee Atwell is here on the sidelines, all going a bit silly on the pitch as well now.
Struijk booked for his celebrations. There may be Leeds subs being booked here as well, I don't know. Now, in the first half when Leeds were behind, the Sunderland fans were suggesting that Leeds were falling apart again. Well, guess what? Yeah, Leeds are falling apart again. It's a different set of fans singing the song now, though. Oh, my goodness.
Wow. It's a great ball in, isn't it? Rothwell, the initial dummy, is superb, and Struijk just get in the middle of the goal, and there he is, the big man.
Unbelievable.
Knocks it home.
So, the game is back underway. Ball up into the Leeds half. Heads up far side. That's it! It's all over! It's a huge win for Leeds. It's a massive victory that carries Leeds back to the top of the table and opens up a big, big gap between Leeds United and Sunderland. And Leeds supporters now will launch into an almighty party all around the stadium. They went behind in the first half, and then suddenly changes made in the second. A Daniel Farke masterclass. Two substitutes, Rothwell and Struijk. Rothwell's ball into the penalty area, Struijk for 1-1, Rothwell's ball in, Struijk for 2-1, and that's how it finished. What a night here at Ellen Road. It's produced again. What a place. It's finished. Leeds United 2, Sunderland 1.
And what a game of football. We had to be patient. First half, we certainly weren't good enough. Sunderland came with a game plan. They scored an excellent goal. And we really had to raise our level. But from being 1-0 down, the confidence of the boys are showing at the moment. We just kept going, kept playing our stuff, kept believing that we would get that opportunity. Our set pieces weren't good, and the change to bring Rothwell on, well, he delivered in absolute spades, didn't he? The balls in were a bit of quality, both of them, but on the end of it was Pascal Struijk, probably our best header in and around the box. He gets on the pitch, he sticks two in the back of the net, and this is a memorable win. What a great performance.
Oh, don't you just love a big night under the lights at Ellen Road? It's got that real Leicester vibe from last season. And now Big Lee on the PA can bring out all the hits. And goodness me, is he doing that? Do you know what? For the later this evening, I predict a riot. What a game, what a night, what a result. Leeds United 2, Sunderland 1.
Never in doubt.